us on NewsX World, Dr. Chada. Great learning from you. Now we move on to South America. The U.S. military has seized a Venezuela-linked tanker in the Caribbean, marking the 7th such capture since the start of U.S. President Donald Trump's campaign to control Venezuela's oil flows. The Southern Command said the motor vessel Sagitta was apprehended without incident. This move demonstrates the U.S. resolve to ensure only lawful oil leaves Venezuela, with a focus on ships operating in defiance of sanctions. The vessels intercepted in the past have been either under U.S. sanctions or part of a shadow fleet of ships that disguise other origins to move oil from major sanctioned producers Iran, Russia, or Venezuela. Trump has said the U.S. plans to control Venezuela's oil resources indefinitely as it seeks to rebuild the country's dilapidated oil industry in a $100 million plan. Now for this discussion, we welcome Mr. Matthew Vadum. He's an American author and journalist, joins us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much, Mr. Vadum, for joining us and staying with us. Now thank you. Now looking at this, can we say the situation is escalating between Venezuela and U.S. even after Nicolas Maduro is gone, as we see this Venezuela-linked tanker still floats around in global waters or in Caribbean, and U.S. is targeting them?
I'm not sure that I would use the word escalation, but because that implies that there's a higher level, of activity going on. But the Trump administration continues to apply pressure to Venezuela by seizing sanctioned tankers. This was the 7th tanker that the United States has seized off of that it associates with Venezuela. Apparently, it's a Liberian flagged tanker named Sagitta, and the U.S. government, the U.S. military has been very tight-lipped, has not provided a lot of details on what the legal justification was for taking it or what they're going to do with the tanker. But certainly, President Trump is continuing to exert pressure on Venezuela, and he wants to control the oil flowing, the oil that Venezuela is shipping outside of the country, and he's made that clear to the government in Venezuela that he's going to continue to do that. I don't know how long this pressure will continue, but it could continue. It could keep going indefinitely.
Right. So, as you mentioned, it's not an escalation. Why is U.S. continuing this even after Maduro's been taken?
Well, there are a number of reasons. Part of it is and this is not something the Trump administration states baldly, and that's because Trump wants to squeeze China. He wants to prevent oil. China was a major purchaser of Venezuelan oil, and he doesn't want oil going to the People's Republic of China, which he views as an international adversary of the United States. As well, he views taking these tankers as a kind of reparations, as a kind of payback for Venezuelan past seizures of U.S. energy companies' assets. So, some of the tankers have had civil judgments or civil attachments to them, and the United States seized them to pay off debts. I don't know if that's the case with the 7th tanker, Sagitta, but that's why he's been doing it. But the overall goal is to put pressure on Venezuela to do what the United States wants it to do.
Thank you for sharing that insight with us, Mr. Vadum. Please stay with us as we come back to you for our next discussion as well. Now moving on, U.S. President Donald Trump has